Hey folks, I'm Josh Veal.
I'm Randy Johnson.
And I'm Seamus Young.
So last episode we left off, we fought our way through whatever the hell this planet is called, Therum or something. Because Joker, I guess, found it funny to drop us 2 miles from the goddamn dig site so that we could drive.
I'm reminded
the rest
of the time that the city we were going to had a starport and he dropped us off on the other side of the planet.
When was that?
Eden Prime, when we ended the level at the starport that we should have been dropped off at the beginning.
Although there was the whole giant squid from space landed on the spaceport thing.
Still, it seems like the... Yeah, it seems like the Normandy should... If the Normandy can't take on that thing, then we should not trust ourselves in it, flying through space.
But we totally owned everybody outside. We didn't die at all or anything like that. It's only
No, we
Scrubs
were
would die
awesome.
there.
Thankfully we had Unity for that fight and it made us win.
Now,
You know,
did we ever talk about this mission?
Did we ever talk about this mission when?
Last episode, this is where we go and get Liara.
Yeah. You get 3 party members on the Citadel, and you're told, hey, you can go find this other person. Turns out to be your 4th party member. Or 6th if you count the other 2 you get on Eden Prime.
I wonder what Liara's looking for in here.
Now, she's on the other side of this blue barrier over here?
No, actually, she's back up there. Randy decided to
did we
skip
miss
the damn conversation.
Did we miss her?
We should probably restart. You did.
Yeah, that
Keep
is
my mouth shut. Because Josh is so wrong, it's ridiculous.
Okay, fair
about
enough. Oh, the main character got on an elevator, therefore
About
it must
everything.
break. There she
Hi,
is.
Liara. How are you doing? God, I didn't realize you were down here where I thought you were.
Wait a minute. So we.
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped.
You know,
I need help.
Yes, we can hear you
I
because
was
we didn't
kind
try
of
to talk to you on the
fine
first
with-
floor of this building.
With the way this
Quit
turns
shouting.
out
This
before,
place is
but now I
calling
just
again.
realized we shoot a goddamn mining laser into
Look, my name is
a
Dr.
wall
Liara
2 feet from the
I am
people
an
we're trying to
archaeologist.
save.
Yes.
We shoot it in the floor, like a good distance away from her. It's not that bad. I've got this all mapped out. I use mining lasers to blow up walls all the time.
There's some kind of repulsion field in the way.
It's a Prothean.
I mean,
a
it's not like I'm
spacer
shooting it at the
warrior.
repulsion field anymore. I used
But
to.
when I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped
And so
in
she
there. You must get
activated
out,
the
please.
defenses, and the defenses immediately put her inside of a force field to protect her, and now she's
You shouldn't
stuck.
have been messing with technology you don't understand.
I don't think it was
I
to
wasn't going
protect
let
her.
the death capture me. Besides, I know how it works.
Yeah, it sounds more like someone installed the equivalent of a put myself in prison button on their
You'll have to
base.
find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside.
That's the only way
I
you
don't
can
know
be
how
safe
it
from
will end.
yourself.
Be careful.
Wait a minute, aren't you a
Program of
biotic?
death.
Can't you just
They
like
have
flip
been
the
trying
switch with your
different ways to get
mind?
past the barrier.
They're
That's a really
Protheans.
good
They
point.
probably designed them using Yoselamari.
You know, what is the correct pronunciation for the?
I'm
'Cause I'm
going to
pretty sure
assume that
it's not
since
what
that's how
you
I said
just
it.
said.
It's totally what I said because that's how I think it is, so therefore that's how it is. If you disagree with me, I will use all 2 points of my intimidate on you, since we have so many points of charm, and I am not charming you. I hate barriers.
I wish you could put up barriers like that.
Yeah, you never get a power to do that, do you?
Not in this game or in Mass Effect 2. I was disappointed.
Although the Geth stopped using it as well, as far as I can tell. Like, I haven't seen those.
So Seamus, that Simon Says game, did it look like this?
No, it did not. It was trial and error, Simon says, basically. You had to guess the right sequence.
And this isn't trial and error, Simon says.
Oh, this is trial and error? I thought actually Randy
Yeah.
knew what it was, and it was just long. No, it's basic. It looks a little different, but this is basically it.
You're not gonna ever get one on the first try.
Wow,
Hey, the
that
system
was
with
some
those to make
thrilling
it as easy as
gameplay.
possible. I look forward to yet another BioWare using the Tower of what's his face?
Hanoi.
Yeah.
Hanoi. Ooh, I'm glad I knew how to activate that. It must have been my experiences with the beacon. I now know how to use all Prothean technology. You gonna berate me about not knowing Prothean technology? Because I just figured out how to use an elevator
I
on
didn't
my
think there
own.
was any way
And you
past
totally
the
didn't
barrier.
get yourself locked in a force
You
field doing
blasted
that.
through with the mining laser.
Of course. Yes, that makes sense. Please, get me out of here before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this containment field.
Wait, Commander. Can we trust her? Her mother's working with Saren.
I am not my mother. I don't even...
It's because she's an Asari, isn't it?
Venezia joined Saren. I don't want anything to do with that Turian bastard.
Wait, you know
We need her.
Venezia joined
I
Saren?
need her.
The Geth wouldn't be trying to kill her.
Wow, that was some renegade option there.
I know, you
So we
were,
gotta press
you were
this
really
button.
mean.
That is one hell
Yeah.
of a button.
Any idea how we get out of this place? There is
Use
an
the elevator.
back in the center of the tower.
Now,
At least I
at the end of last episode, we had a battle where we died a lot. This next battle we're about to have is the one where I had
I
trouble
still cannot
when I
believe all
played
this.
through the game.
Why would
Because
the
it's the
Geth
first
not
time you
leave?
fight a
Do you think
Krogan,
Venezia's
I believe.
involved? Saren's looking for
It's
the
a
not
shame
just
you
any
don't have
Krogan, it's
lift,
a Krogan
because I could
battle
lift him and then
master.
just
Wants
throw
you to
him
help him
across the
find it.
map.
The
Yeah.
conduit, but I don't know.
I seem to recall you complaining that the lift was useless
What the
at
hell
the
was that?
beginning of this Let's Play.
These
I believe you
ruins
can
are
go
not
back and
stable.
read that,
That
listen to
mining
that, and
laser
hear
must
that I
have
did
triggered a
not.
seismic
I just
event.
said biotics were useless. Because as a soldier, I'd just
We
whip
have
out my
to
shotgun
leave.
and
The whole
instantly
place
kill the
is caving
Krogan.
in.
I don't know what it is about you and Seamus. You're all boring in place soldier.
Joker, get the
All
Normandy
soldiers
airborne
do
and
is
lock
shoot
in on my
stuff.
signal.
Any
On
class
the
can do
double,
that.
mister.
Shooting stuff is
Well, let me put
good.
it this way. I come from a long line of FPS players. I was an FPS
He
player.
needs to move faster.
I was also an FPS player, and then before that I was an FPS player.
This is also my story. I was just an FPS player for a long time. And shooting feels familiar, you know, when you do something for 20
Wait
years.
a minute. Randy, you started with like Counter-Strike, right?
Yeah, I started with Wolfenstein.
No, I started with Wheel of Fortune on the computer. Way
I mean, as
back when.
FPSs go.
No, I believe GoldenEye was my first FPS.
Now this is a bit odd. Why did Saren go out of his way? He's got this army of Geth. And then he goes and he hires a Krogan.
You know what? You know what's even worse about this sequence? So what? The plan was to go on lunch break, let Shepard fight through all of your reserve guards, and then use the mining laser himself so you could get in here. What?
Oh, I totally took cover.
Like, they had the mining laser all set up. Why did you, like, why didn't they just push the button?
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding? Did you see how hard it was to push that button? That Krogan would never figure that out.
What about the Geth? I mean, they're like
Shut up.
living computers. I'm pretty sure they
You know
can
what?
think faster
I've
than
had
Randy can.
enough. I've had enough of your logic and clear thinking in this argument, Josh. Shut up.
While you two were bickering like
Well-
children, I killed a Krogan without ever taking damage from him.
Yeah, but Tali was all being badass and meleeing the fuck out of him.
Yeah, you
just
were
standing there
You were
eating
using
on
her
it.
as you were using Tali as cover. You are not allowed to brag.
Why do you think I brought her with me? It's not like she actually has thoughts or anything. She's just a big chunky cover that can shoot guns. She is the equivalent of a turret to me.
I know you're griefing me, but Tali's awesome, and I like Tali.
She might as well be Geth, for all I can tell.
You know, that was somewhat anticlimactic.
Also, I'd like to point out that Garrus was definitely with us a second ago, but now he's not.
And I like how everybody else is fine, but you're winded. Conan
The
needs to get on a treadmill.
archaeologist is fine,
So close, Commander.
but you're
10
winded.
more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy
How do you know
is
it's 10
equipped
seconds?
to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Why isn't Joker the main
Sometimes
character?
Joker's a real ass. Just try to ignore him.
I see.
He's an
He
ass
is.
and can't do anything but sit in a chair.
I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my
Really,
life.
Liara? Because my only
And not
experience
just
dealing with
from
your
the volcano.
species is getting
Those
it
deaths
on.
would have killed me or dragged me off to Sarah.
So I'm assuming that the proper greeting here is for you and me to go to a private room and make Garrus and Tali watch.
Yeah, I don't think the private room is part of her equation either.
The past 50 years trying to figure out
Just
what
need like a
happened to
big
them.
glass bubble.
I've got my own theory on why the Protheans disappeared.
With all due respect, Commander, I have heard every theory out there. The problem is finding evidence to support them. The Protheans left remarkably little behind. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Get to the point.
See, my definition of vanish is when something disappears. If you can still find evidence about them, they didn't vanish, they just left. They're gone. They died.
Yeah,
Vanish is when they took their shit with them and moved out.
Yeah, but I guess the point here is that the Protheans kind of spanned the galaxy, and yet we can only rarely find these tiny scraps of their society. So, you know, the obvious question is, where is the rest of their crap? Which, of course, we find out later what happened to all their stuff.
I'd like to point out, I have no idea, and you're not going to tell me.
No, I'm not. I
You
was
still
just
haven't
making
seen the
that-
end of this game?
The answer's been standing in front of you the whole time.
Speaking of which, I just told her to
Protheans
shut
were
up,
wiped out by a
and I'll
racing
tell her
machine.
what's going on.
The
Ironic.
Reapers.
Yeah, this is another case where Conan opens his mouth and tells everybody how it is, and he's
There
wrong.
was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned eventually.
What do you mean he's wrong? I don't know that. Don't tell me he's wrong. I still
She just-
believe he's right.
She just asked, how do you know this? And then he brings up the dream that he had.
Information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is
Hey,
extremely
she
rare.
actually believes him, though,
No
because she
wonder
knows enough about
Death attacked
Protheans
you
to know that's how
behind.
they sent their
The chance to
information back and
acquire a
forth,
working
is
beacon,
via
even a badly
crazy
damaged
dreams.
one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed
That
to
was what they
interact with
invented
Prothean
instead of the
physiology.
telephone, is the
Whatever
dream
information
pole.
you received would have been confused, unclear.
Oh.
I am amazed
It
you were
took you
able to make
ages
sense
to
of it
check
at
your
all.
messages
A
and
lesser
days to
mind would have been
recover.
utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Okay, this isn't helping us find Sarah
Also, they
or
have
Wakanda.
the
Of
unfortunate
course,
tendency
you're right.
to
I am sorry,
explode.
my scientific curiosity got the better of me.
Very glad Ashley was here to bail us
Unfortunately,
out
I
of
do not
more
have any
rambling
information
from
that can help
Dr.
you find the
Scientist, who
conduit,
was refusing
or
to go and get in the
Sarah.
glass bubble with me.
Looks like we wasted our time here.
She was a waste of time, I
Sarah
agree.
might try another attempt on my life. I'd feel safer if you let me stay on your ship.
And now she
Besides,
wants to
my
do the
knowledge of
Vulcan mind
Protheans
meld
might
with
prove
you.
useful later.
And
See, there's
biology.
nothing sexy when you bring up Vulcans, because then I just think of Spock instead of some hot blue chick doing that.
We've already got every other non-human species on board. Might as well add an aside
Yes,
to the team.
we have every single non-human
I am very
species on board, all of them, all 6 non-human
I
species.
am afraid I am feeling a bit
6.
lightheaded.
Yeah, all of them except for the Drell, you know, the Keepers, the Hanar,
It is
the
probably
Solarians,
just
and the
mental
Volus.
The
exhaustion,
Reapers,
coupled with
the
shock of
Geth,
discovering the Protheans'
The
true
Batarians.
Elcor.
I need some time to process all this. Still, it
But
cannot
other than
hurt
that,
to be
yeah, we
examined
and the
by a medical
Vorcha.
professional.
But other than that,
It
yeah,
gave me
we've
the
got
chance to
everybody here.
Think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
Go see the doctor. The rest of you.
I'm so ready to go
Yes,
talk to Rex and Garrus, see what they thought of my speech. I mean, I thought that was a pretty rousing speech.
That's
Yeah, are
true,
you
Joe.
guys inspired? Are you guys as inspired as I am?
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security
And by necessary security precautions, I assume that he means me sleeping in the same bed as her to keep her safe.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
Yet,
You are free to act as you see fit, Commander. Our role is to offer
yeah, the evil character gets to just turn these guys off.
enough to listen.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill
You actually, I believe, get more renegade points if you argue with them and then shut it off at the last second.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Oh, rather than
I think
just
that
shutting
was
it
the
off at
last
the
second.
beginning.
Know her. We never expected
Is it? I know in a later one that I was able to argue with them a bit and then disconnect.
apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin.
Here we go. I believe I get the
Was
chance
that
to tell
really
them.
necessary, Shepard?
Yeah.
I don't need this.
Communications cut, Commander.
There we go.
Joker is just like, yes! I've been wanting to do that ever since we started talking to the Council.
Like,
But
Spectres
Captain
are
Anderson
already...
wouldn't let me.
Spectres are already so lacking in accountability, and
Yes,
even the
Commander?
tiny bit of accountability you do have.
Presley, I want to know if you have a problem with
Oh, we're gonna
non-humans.
talk to Presley.
I trust you, Commander. If you think they belong here, then so do I.
But I don't want them here.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in
I
the
failed
footsteps.
all my tests.
My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. Those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on
We
the
just
rest.
asked this.
Captain asked for me when he was picking
Oh,
his
wait.
crew.
Your memory of conversations with people.
So wait,
is
we
incredibly
asked him
impressive.
how he got on the Normandy, and then he gave us a story, and then we had to ask him again how he got on the Normandy.
And he gave us different stories both times. He just
He's a
really likes
liar.
to tell stories.
Yes, a curving staircase, a pair of curving staircases that is just optimal for a seafaring vessel. That is a great use of space, guys.
We're seafaring? This thing's aquatic?
Spacefaring, yeah.
I love how the conversation with him always has this unskippable,
What's
like,
your opinion on
you
the
walk up to
transmission?
him and he turns to look at you. And then
Yeah, there's always this dramatic...
silence.
Yeah, it looks like he's being dramatic, like he's giving you this icy look. And it always, when you play Male Shepherd, it always feels a little...
Just art appreciation.
little flirty.
Caden apparently thinks Ashley is art.
Ashley?
Trying to get a sense of where the crew's at.
He was talking about Liara.
Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
But he hates aliens. What?
No, that's Ashley.
Like I've got time to write you
Yeah,
up.
Oh, I
Caden's
thought all
okay with
humans
it.
hated
Feel
aliens.
free.
No, Caden's okay with them, even though he has the most reason. Because he's had difficulties with aliens in the past, but he's still cool with them.
Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
We've got our orders. Belly aching won't change them.
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
I trust you won't have any questions when whatever's coming hits the fan.
None. I'm not questioning the mission. I'm just concerned. You won't have to worry about me, Commander.
We took time out of our busy day to grill people. Awesome.
There is stuff in my locker. Who put this stuff in my locker? Why? What?
Yeah, but why would you
Love
take
the
that
Easter?
out of a locker? Like, what are you doing? You're gonna put that in your pocket, and then you're gonna put that wherever you put all the other stuff that you collect in the game.
Want to talk to you? You're old and stuffy. I do want to talk to you, though. I feel like I should be able to open this conversation up with, I totally banged one of your people back on
Are
the
you coming
station.
to check
I
up
wish
on
you had
me?"
been there.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I hear that's a great way to
Dr.
open up a
Chakwas assures
conversation.
me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
Your knowledge of Asari
I never properly
physiology.
thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't
Oh, so
shown up...
that's what Dr.
just glad we
Chakwas
got there in time.
does.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me.
Wait a minute, you're using all
But
the
I am
good
not like
options.
Venezia.
What happened to being a
I
jerk?
will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren.
I don't know if you
I
noticed,
promise.
but apparently chicks don't dig renegades in this game. You have to be paragon to chicks in order to get them to like you.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you.
Also
This is
note,
unfortunate.
I know why everyone on the ship has
Means a
been
lot
looking
to
at
me
her
to say that,
strangely. If
Commander.
you look at her head,
Thank you.
it looks like it's a fist. It looks like she's trying to give you a bro fist with her head.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interested.
I never noticed
Commander.
that.
I spend
Once
you
most of
see
my
it, you
time
can
on
never
remote
unsee
digs,
it.
unearthing
Yeah, that's
mundane
true.
items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me.
You know, you didn't
Sometimes
even
I
really
just need
fight
to
the
get
Geth.
away
You
from
just
other
got
people.
stuck in a force
You don't
field.
like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expect
She needs to get away from people sometimes, but what she's saying is she doesn't want to be around people ever. There's a little bit of a difference there.
Matriarchs
One's a
guide their
hermit and one's a
followers
person
into
that's
the
just
future.
annoyed easily
They
by
seek
people.
the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn
But
to
whenever
the
we're
past.
not talking to
The
you,
Protheans were these
we are a
wondrous,
complete jerk-ass.
mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them.
Solely because
That's why
the
I find
Paragon
you so
versus Renegade in this game isn't
You were
anything
marked by
interesting,
the
it's
beacon of
just
Eden
asshole
Prime. You were
versus nice
touched by
guy.
working Prothean technology.
And
Sounds like you
people
wanna
at
dissect me in
BioWare
a
like to
lab
pretend that girls don't like
What?
bad boys.
No, I did not mean to insinuate.
It's
I
because
never
they're all
meant to
nerds.
offend you, Shepard.
I
Not
know.
that we're
only
not.
meant that you would be an interesting
They had to
specimen
create
in
their
each
own
setting.
galaxy.
No,
A
I think
galaxy
even worse.
tailored just for them, where nice guys
Calm
can
down,
get
Liara.
chicks.
I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
I should go.
Bye, Shepard.
Gladly. I will gladly pretend this conversation didn't happen.
Except for, you know, you got XP.
Replenish metagel.
I didn't notice
Never
that
works.
you get XP for just talking to these people.
I once leveled by talking to Kaiden.
That Medigel dispenser up there confuses me, because I always hit it, even if I don't have full Medigel, and it always says Medigel 0.
It takes away all of the metagel that you could be carrying.
Don't want to talk to you, you are dull and
I
boring.
do
You
hate
are,
coming to
however,
my-
are interesting.
Nice work.
I hate coming all the way down here. Like, this is one of the reasons I never talked to Ashley and
Worked with
Garrus.
Spectre before.
Is it just took too long to get
But
to
I
them.
know what they're like.
Stairs and an elevator.
You're free to handle things your
What about
way.
Wrex? Did you, like,
C-Sec, you're very
drag
bothered.
him
Damn
upstairs?
bureaucrats are always on your back.
Same problem, yeah.
Being a Spectre does happen.
And then
sometimes.
Tali is all the way over
Exactly,
in the
Mike.
engine room.
If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter
It's like
how I do it. As long
spiral
as I do it.
staircase,
C-Sec
elevator,
wants it done
really
that
long
way.
corridor.
Protocol and procedure come first.
Yeah, and if we're gonna have
So you just
a,
didn't like the way they do
an
things.
elevator on a ship,
There's more to
shouldn't it
than that.
cover, like,
Start out
all the
bad.
floors?
As I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. C-Sec's handling of Saren was typical.
No, it's really, really heat extensive to have it go multiple floors. They'd have to make the rope longer and figure out ways to get rid of the heat on the rope.
You did the right thing. Life's too short.
I
to
hear
sit around
the
waiting
the
to get
Alliance
out.
has all their scientists busy. They're trying to invent the ladder.
Either way, I plan to make
It only,
it
like, it seems like whenever you're talking to Garrus, your renegade options, like, make sense. Your anti-authoritarian and
well,
like
you're free
do
to go
whatever it
about your
takes.
business
But whenever
as
you
you
talk
see
to
fit.
anybody else, your renegade options are, I am an asshole.
Yep. That's why I like talking to Garrus so much, is both conversation lines can be made interesting.
What's your story, Wrex?
There's no
Love
story.
Wrex.
Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Love Wrex. I love the whole Krogan people,
You Krogan
their
live for
backstory,
centuries.
everything
Don't tell
about
me you haven't had a few
Krogans
interesting
is
adventures.
awesome.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
They tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not
Yay
the
for
same.
always looking like an ass.
Haha, Rex,
Seems
you're
similar
so
enough to
funny.
me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Yeah, you didn't read about that? It's all over the
I
news.
suppose it isn't all the story.
Totally.
Are you gonna say so what to a Krogan? Like, if he... Like, that would actually get you pounded.
Sorry, Wrex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard.
There's no
Except
way
it's
this
totally
conversation
worth it.
ever goes well, because every time you
Yeah.
always say the same things.
Yeah, you always piss him off, then then push it,
But it's not
and-
what's killing us.
and then you apologize at the end, and that's the only way the
What can
conversation
you
can
tell me
go.
about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it.
But we don't have a
All I know-
Solarian party member.
It makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
Why don't the
That's
Krogan
Krogan.
try to find a cure?
I'd rather find a cure.
That's
than
not
Why
going
don't
to
the
work
Krogan
unless you can...
invent science?
Yes.
fight every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Wrex.
Shepard.
Yes!
And you leveled up.
Told you it could happen. We really need
Ashley, give me one of those sweet levels up.
You want to call it here? Oh,
We still gotta talk to Ashley and
I keep
Tali.
an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right.
you keep an open door policy, which is sort of irrelevant since nobody ever comes to see you. You have to go to them.
With all due respect, Commander.
By open door, I mean I will open every door you try and hide behind so I can talk to you.
No matter how far down
You don't trust their
in the
motives
bowels of the
because they're
ship
not
you
human.
hide, I will come down
This is
and
the
run
most
through your
advanced
dialogue
ship in the
tree.
Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
I share your concerns, Chief.
Didn't the
I'm
Turians
under
help
orders.
build this ship?
Under orders to let
Yeah,
aliens
that's
gather
one of the
military
reasons they gave for the
intelligence.
reason
I
that
can't
the ship
believe
is
that was
built
the
kind of
only
funny.
explanation.
You know, the navigation is like
I mean,
completely
we have to learn to
separate from
rely
the
on
bridge.
ourselves.
I trust that.
Although that
knowledge
actually
supporting
is like
nation idea.
No,
a
sir.
modern naval
That's
convention is
patriotism.
to have the
As noble
the
as council members
bridge
seem
is
now,
where
if
the
their
ship is
backs are
actually
against the wall,
steered, and
they'll
then
abandon us.
the CIC is
The
where
Council's had a grudge against us since the
commands
first
are actually
contact.
given.
I don't think it's a grudge. I think it's... Look, if you're fighting a bear... And
Well,
the only
apparently
way
we
you
stole it from
survive
the
is to stick
Turians.
your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it
Turians
isn't human.
visited Earth
not
in the
racism,
20th
not
century
really.
and stole our
Members of
naval
those species
ideas,
will always be more
and then
important
we
than
stole
their
it back
hands
from
are.
them.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended
You're
the
being
Alliance
nice to
since I
her
was
too,
young.
so you're going to be nice to
My
all the
father,
female party
grandfather,
members.
great-grandmother,
Not
they all
quite.
picked
I've
up
been
rifles
very
and swore
renegade
the
through
oath
this
of
conversation, but
I
at
guess
that
we
point
just
right
didn't
there,
think
the
of
renegade
first.
option was literally, you're an idiot, or I love you. See, look, here we go. We have that option again. All throughout this, I've been able to be renegade, and she's agreed with me. We've both been like, yeah, aliens suck. And now suddenly it's like, if you want to be a renegade, you have to tell her to fuck off. And I don't approve.
All right. I can see where your concerns are coming
Shameful. How they did.
But this is a
Like, they should
multilateral
have just
mission.
abandon the pretense of giving renegades a sensible path through the game.
Problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how.
Pretty sure they did.
You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
Won't be a problem.
Anything else you need, Commander?
Don't they have 4 cheeks?
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, sir.
So it sounded to me like she wants me to ask her to kiss Garrus, which means that she, like every other girl in the Mass Effect universe, has a crush on him.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard.
And it wouldn't be sci-fi if the thing that makes us go through space was a giant pulsy thing down in the bottom of the ship.
Spinning thing.
Yeah, you need spinning, you need lights, and you need a real deep vibrating noise.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
Like, if it looked like just a big fluorescent tube, nobody would buy it.
Wait, so you had no idea that Alliance vessels were so advanced, but your flotilla is like 400 years old. You haven't, like, built a new ship since then. You've just been buying second-hand ships.
It comes with being a Quarian.
Like, any Alliance ship would amaze you.
Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep
Seems like their most valuable resource should be something like food, which they never explain where they get it.
Supposedly they grow it for the most part.
That's a really cool idea that they would have to do all this hydroponics. They'd have to have quite a lot of ship space dedicated to that to feed themselves too.
Yeah. Like, I'd imagine that 60% of the ship space in the flotilla is like just agricultural and water processing ships.
Raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
I should go.
See you later.
I kind of find it, like, a little bit inconvenient to send every teenager in the flotilla off to go find something. Like, how many of them would actually come back?
Yeah, that would be a tough thing to come back with anything of value.
Reminds me quite a bit of the Amish system.
Why are you going over to talk to Garrus again?
I don't know, I figured I'd take the long way up to the elevator and
Okay,
say
so
goodbye.
that's everything except for Joker, and we can talk to him later.
He's kind of an ass. I don't want to talk to him at all.
Fair enough.
He's an awesome ass. He's the renegade you wish you could be. Alright,
That's
so,
true. He gets to pick the renegade options and be funny.
Yeah. So, catch back next episode, where we, gee, what are we gonna do next episode? I guess go to Noveria? I don't know, we'll figure it out. See you guys.
I nominate Hoth. Look guys, I'm dancing.